So, can you talk a little bit about a memory you have inside the Fine Arts Library and describe that?
Memory. I like working and thinking in the art library because it's so sweet. Each time I go there and everything is colorful, but not too colorful, not like saturated, not like that. But the color of everything of the objects, of the books, of the shelves, of everything, and it makes me very happy, like inner happiness. And each time I go there, and I don't want to spend too much time to see the girls. I mean, I always want to see the beautiful girls, even in China, because I think the library is a good place for the group of beautiful girls' appearance. That's true. And but here, I go to the library. I just want to spend my time with the book.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, there are lots of resources in the art library, but before the art library, I went to the other libraries, and I could not get this similar feeling compared to this library. And I went to the library, the sightings of the light. And I really like a place and where I'm spending my time to work in that place for the show. And I like all the sightings of that kind of place. And just the joy and the freedom. And because there is not too many people there, actually. And like my space, I call that my space. There are not too many people working there always, and I just go there and I can pick up which spot I like, and I just walk there. And I can walk and I can lie on the ground, and I can do everything, do every pose, and I can record myself. I can do everything there, and that's kind of all the memories in the library.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yes.
I think that's really interesting that you commented on the color and the light, because it has a lot of natural light, and feeling like almost like ownership, and like you're able to.
Yes. That's kind of like my personal space.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's public, like a library, but that library is, I mean, especially that space is kind of special for me, because there's not too many people there, and I can own, like, in that particular time, I can own that kind of spot, and like the personal item means something for myself. I mean, I do many things too personal, and that's not kind of good for the art, to be public, but that's a good thing for me to analyze, to think about anything, and makes me comfortable to study there.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's great. I'm really glad that the library serves that purpose for you. You know, especially compared to like working down here.
Here are other libraries.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like dark and not as open, maybe. Yeah, I think that's really neat. Do you think that having that like personal connection to that space and feeling like almost like not like a home, but somewhere where you can belong and where you see like you claimed it almost like it's your space. Do you think that has influenced your work at all?
Yes. Yes, I think we do work, whatever work we do, like at the first time we do something from ourselves, and then I mean we consider the feelings compared to other people, and when we consider the similar feelings, like we throw out of ourselves and to the outside world. And that is the process for me to consider the artwork itself. And so I start everything from myself, like inner stuff. And but I feel others have the same feeling, and the similar feeling like the joy, this very simple joy, very simple freedom, and many things that I cannot find in the outside world, in the reality of outside world, like our society, and I cannot find something compared to the outside world. So I start something from myself in the library, and then I consider the other stuff outside the library, and that makes my work like continue to move to another step, not just think about myself, think about the outside of the art library. So that's kind of the process.
Okay, so it starts there, inside you.
Yes, starts
when you're there, and like feeling that connection and that like open space that helps you move on towards outside places.
Yes, and then and then I can have the space to think about what we lost and what we have in the outside world. I mean, each time when I was in the library, I felt very silent, very quiet, and that kind of feeling sometimes makes me to feel that it was not real, because the lighting, everything here, and we have the windows on the roof, and we could feel the wind, the shade of the wind, and everything, and the nature. Also, when we slow down ourselves and when we see like at the same level of ourselves, and we can see the books, see many concrete things, and I can feel what we create and what we have made.
Yeah.
So all this stuff makes my work like process. That's kind of the process.
Yeah. So I totally understand that, like the ephemeral and the like concrete. Yeah. And I feel like like you think the library represents that for you too. Yeah. That's neat.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot.
Because I spend too much time in the library.
It's almost like blends the on the spectrum of like reality. It kind of like blends it.
Yes.
Like it's almost like dream-like.
Yes. So I can put that kind of emotion in my new work, like specifically for the library. So.
Wow. Yeah.
You will see. I'm very excited for that.
I'm excited for what you're gonna do too. I have no idea. Just I know it's gonna be really powerful and like personal. So, or is there so describe the section of the library that you find is your space or is your favorite?
You asking me to describe?
Yeah, or describe it, or maybe like we've talked about how it's different from other spaces, but maybe like when you first found it, or something like that.
So maybe talk about my first experience when I
Sure,
went.
yeah.
Okay. I have, but before this, I have told everything, almost my experience in that spot. And besides that, talk about my first experience when I first went to that art library. I could not believe that we have a library in the music center thing. I forget this. Oh, I think Kathleen told me, and I went there, and I just walk around, and it was not kind of like too emotional for me, and not too. It was not too attractive for me at the first moment, but when I walked, I mean, I just like the action of walking, because we can see many things. I mean, in different pace compared to other ways to move. And when I went to the very very far place, and it was far away from the door, from the entrance. And I found a place. What? We have this place here, and in this amazing a library, and we have the amazing spot there. and I was kind of surprised about that situation, and I was kind of like that environment. I mean, I really prefer the working environment, even though in my country, in my home, like in my tiny room or in the apartment here in United States, I have many lights setting. That's very important for me, and the environment. Like I need to consider how to arrange my tables, my desk, and my bed and my sofa, because I need to always think and always, even though eat something there and think about get some readings, and think about work and work for something, and all the settings. That's very important for me. I mean, for my mood, and I think that's important for me to keep moving whatever I'm doing. So that situation was kind of my imagination, like image in my imagination, and that was so close to the environment that I always do. I mean, close to my response. So, and from that time, I mean, the following months, days, and nights, I always go to the art library and to do some readings and to work. That's kind of my first experience.
Wow, what kind of things do you read when you go? Like, what books are you interested in?
Books. Sometimes books from professors, because we are in art school and I'm an art school student, and they always gave me some readings related to the art, yes, like when I was doing the trip book, and they gave me something about, because I told them about my personal experience, and how can I change my transfer my personal thing to the public thing. I mean, because that's the book, like a personal experience, a trip book, and they gave me some suggestions, and especially they gave me some book. They threw out some links to me on the artists, on the website, and I just checked. I mean, I like to work in the library. Like I tapped the name, all the information, and I check, and then I can immediately check the different books, different materials in the library. And the internet is good.
Yeah.
It's so fast. It's out of my mind, and that all the settings, they are very good for me. And sometimes they gave me some photograph books to read, and I told Robert Bailey that I wanted to read something about the purity, because I wanted to discuss, maybe think about the purity in the trip book, and he gave me some links about the purity. But sometimes I could not find the materials in the art library, because that was not kind of related to any art. But except that type of readings, I can always find what I want in the art library. And sometimes I can find something out of my mind, like the last time when I was making some photographs for the show, I found a book, and the book was a story from the birth of a girl to the death of that girl, and that girl got a disease, very serious disease, and she could only live for several years, but actually she lived for 12 or 13 years, and her mom started to document her girl from the birth to the end, and I accidentally picked up that book, because that book was so no color on that book, and it was so kind of death, far away from my emotion, and I picked up that book, and I read the whole book, and that was so impressive.
Yeah.
So always I can find something that attracted me, something about music, something about the art, anything. So that's very good.
Yeah. So you typically go to the catalog online, but then sometimes you also
yes
look on your own.
Just wandering, just walk around and pick up The good thing is that's too specific. That's a very specific library, not the library like our main library. That main library has many layers. In the library, in the huge like man-made concrete building, and I could always get lost in that library. But in that tiny, compared to the main library, it's tiny and it's so specific. It's almost the whole books about the art. So that makes me very focused to see and to work what I want to work and to find what I want to look for. So that's very good, a good library.
Yeah, I totally agree. I know, I feel like the main library is overwhelming, and like I don't feel like I like have access to it, whereas like the fine arts library, because of the structure and the size and like being an art student, it seems like it's almost there for us. Like,
and all types of like all kinds of people they go to the main library and they work in different ways, and that will sometimes distract my mind, and I don't like that feeling. I just want everything. I want concentration, so I always go to. Is it full?
I don't know.
It doesn't record?
It did record, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I think it was like...
Full?
Yeah, maybe it's full. But that was good. I mean, that was more than enough.
It's 5 minutes?
No, it's 5:30. It was 16.